I can talk with you about this topic so much, but I wanted to touch on something completely different that we didn't manage to do the last time, because it would be, a bit of a drastic change either way. But I've been following everything that you're doing, with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and obviously the deal with UFC. And, I think that's so inspiring that you even have the capacity to emotionally invest yourself in another venture of this caliber. So I'm just interested to hear your thoughts on why do you feel so connected with Jiu-Jitsu, and really how did you find the energy to achieve this level of success in a completely other sphere?
So martial arts, and martial arts in general, is a game changer from a perspective that it rewires your mind. Right? And it doesn't matter what age you start. When you start, it's some physiological change is going to happen. And I'm not just talking about that you're gonna get strong. You're gonna be able to defend yourself and others, and you start to develop this self-confidence, and you walk around in the world of somebody who's capable, who is capable of extreme violence, right? Not that you're doing it because you're in control. That's what makes you a martial artist. You're not a fighter, you're not a brawler. You're a martial artist because you also know what you're capable of. So therefore you have it under control. Right? So this is the idea of that. You want to be a warrior poet. Right? You want to be somebody who can. You know the saying that you want to be a warrior in the garden, not a gardener in a war. Right? So you want to become this, and it's definitely change who you are, the way you walk around, and there's a self-confidence, the way you talk. That's all can come from martial art. But there's this underlying change, and that's, again, you're attaining the principles of martial arts, and so it changes your fundamental behavior and your beliefs in some way. Like you gotta be a righteous person, all those comes with it. But if I want to break it down, think about this. Eventually you're gonna have to spar. So technically fight another person. And at that moment, some things start happening to you, like adrenaline, nervous, all that thing is coming, right? So first and foremost, now you have to figure out how to control that. You have to control your body, your breathing, your emotions, all those things, right? So that's physical control over your body and your adrenaline, right? And that means, technically, if I translate that in physical life, how many times you're in stress or weird things are happening live, and you know how to deal with that because you're doing it in martial arts all the time. Then next thing, this thing that's gonna happen now, you're gonna have to spar, is gonna happen now, right now. Not tomorrow, not after tomorrow, it's now. So you're gonna have to learn to accept the inevitable and not procrastinate and shove things under the carpet. It's going to happen now. Accept it.
To face it.
Deal with it. Face it. So now it's another trait that changed. Now you will understand that you're gonna find this person. No coach can help you. No friends can help you. You and the other guy. You are now developing self-reliance, right? And then you're gonna be in an uncomfortable situation that you have to deal with. You have to become comfortable in uncomfortable positions and situations. Every one of these things in real life happens in other ways, right? Stress, and a form of stress, and a form of difficult situations, and in jobs and job promotions, all this happening, right? But in martial arts, you're very quietly developing these things without actually even realizing that you are developing it. Then you start to figure out, eventually you start liking it because you're getting good. So when you're getting good, then it's like, ooh, I wonder if I can win over that big guy. So then what that means is that otherwise, if somebody said you have to fight that big guy in a normal life, oh my God, that's bad. And okay, for you to win, you have to beat that big guy. That's a big obstacle. A martial artist doesn't look at it as an obstacle; it's a challenge.
Oh wow!
It's a big difference in your. So you get separated from a different way of thinking. And I'm thinking, can I beat that big guy? Can I use my technique, my perseverance, my logic, my my human body chess game?
And you get into your problem-solving stage rather than.
And so I'm problem-solving. I'm not scared. I'm handling my adrenaline, and I'm trying to beat a much bigger dude than I am. And I also develop something that it looks impossible. So I'm also learning how to deal with the seemingly impossible things, but I'm trying to do it, right? So see how this is completely start rewriting the code, how you think. And every big difficult thing now is a challenge. Can I do it, right? And so out of sudden, now take a martial artist that acquired these way of thinking and throw him in life. People that scared of things to him, like, oh, you're telling me this is impossible? Oh man, just watch me. Because it's a challenge now, right? And then the next level, when you start mastering martial arts, right? And you find yourself in difficult situation, just like you would in life. And I got caught in a difficult situation. I have the decisions to make really rapidly. Is it a moment when I can't escape it and absolutely screwed? I have to accept defeat. And I will accept defeat and I will tap, so I got to live and restart and go back and learn and try again. Or will I fight and force and lose and break something that will injure me? See what I mean? So you have to be conscious of that. So now you develop the threat assessment level of sometimes you have to fight another, give up the ego.
Yeah.
If you don't give up your ego, you're gonna get hurt and you're out. But I am gonna give up my ego, I'm gonna lose this fight, I'm gonna tap out, and I'm gonna go back to the drawing board and think again and learn something and figure this out. You attain that. Or I'm like, you know what? I think I can get out of this. And I'm gonna fight and try to figure out to get out of this. And then when you get even better, I'm like, it looks bad. But I think it's not just I can get out of it, I can use this position against him. So now you're in a crisis solving mode. When a crisis happens, there's a saying, don't let a good crisis go to waste.
Nice.
That's what it is. Now you're in a crisis solving level. It's a crisis. I'm fucked. I'm caught. But I'm going to figure out a way to use this seemingly bad position against my opponent and still win. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Now take all that what I just said and throw this into civilian life. And what you're going to get is a hardcore, moving forward, not scared of shit entrepreneur that is here to win. And all of a sudden you have this different mindset. This world is not happening to me, man.
Yeah.
I'm not here and this is all coming at me. No, motherfuckers, I am happening to this world. You have to deal with me. I'm coming.
Yeah.
I'm coming. I'm getting up in the morning and I'm doing this. I am coming, right? And then you attain this drive of like, hey, this world was here before me. So that means when I was born, I happened to this world. And instead of being a victim, oh my God, all this thing happening. No. I was born into this world and I'm happening to this world and I will impose. I am here now and you're going to have to deal with it because everything I will do, I alter this world I was born into. So it comes with, I am here, you're going to have to deal with this, but I'm also responsible because whatever I do now, I'm affecting this physical existence that we perceive. Yeah. I am affecting history. I am affecting the world. I'm affecting other people. I'm responsible for the effects, right? But only people can accept that they're responsible who know that they're happening to this world. The victims never accept the responsibility.
Absolutely.
Because they go, oh, why this is happening to me?
Yeah.
Well, I hit back because he hit me. Yeah. You're always going to be a victim. So this is why martial art is important. Because beside the physical obvious abilities, it rewrote the code. You're a different person. I 100% believe I am successful in music and everything else in life because I was a martial artist and I taught like this since I was a little kid.
Wow.
Like, no, man, I'm coming. I am coming. You're gonna have to deal with me. I'm not a victim.
Hey.
You know, I'm not a victim. Nothing is happening to me, and I know that I'm responsible for my life and everything I do. I am 100% responsible.
It's in the control of your hands.
Right. And then, but that has another side. You are responsible for your reaction, and I can't care less about that. That's your responsibility. How you're gonna react on what you do. I'm not responsible for yours.
Yeah.
Responsible for mine.
Yeah.
Fully. Yeah. But it's my life. I'm the main character in my movie. You know what I mean? And I am here to achieve. I am here to do the things I want to do.
Wow.
Right? I am happening to this world, not the other way around. And whatever comes, right? I accepted responsibility that whatever comes at me, well, first and foremost, I was there.
Yeah.
When it came to me. So how did I get there? I put myself there. So once I was born, wherever I am, since I'm capable, I went there. I got myself there. So if I'm in the wrong place in the wrong time, even then, I was there by my own will. I went there. I should have known. I wasn't prepared. Wrong place, wrong time. Mm-hmm. Nothing just comes out of nowhere and happens to you. Also, there are signs.
Yeah.
You should recognize that. Yeah. You should have the situational awareness, like maybe don't walk down this alley.
Yeah.
Looks kind of shady.
Yeah.
If you chose to do that, then now you're there. And you chose that. Your responsibility. That's like, oh my God, I got mud. No. You walk down an alley, right? So you're always responsible. You're fully responsible for your life.
You know, I've always had the impression, and I've been dealing with sports, and I know this sort of mental effect that it can have on you in the way you think, especially on the sense of discipline and self-responsibility, which I think it's very important. And I'm very glad that you've mentioned it, because I don't get people who are always trying to find a reason for their lack of success.
Right.
For me, this is such a big lack of character that is almost off-putting me.
Right.
I thought that this is the situation with martial arts as well, but I really wanted to hear your thoughts, because I knew you would be able to explain its effect on mentality and on the mindset of a person in a very cohesive way. Have you started doing martial arts first or doing guitar first?
Martial arts.
Martial arts first?
Yeah.
Wow.
I started martial arts when I was 9.
Oh, wow.
But again, we grew up in these circumstances. Yeah. So like in America, this would be inconceivable, but I'm pretty sure you live the same life. Like my parents showed me where the kindergarten was, and I walked myself there. I was 4 years old.
Yeah.
I'm a 4 years old kid walking a mile,
wow.
Almost 2 kilometers to kindergarten.
Yeah.
And I'm 4 years old. It's completely normal. And then when I'm done, I walk myself home. And after that, I went to school when I was 7 years old. My parents showed me where the school was one time. And in the morning, it was like, all right, dude, walk yourself to the school. And my dad would tell me like, hey, school is different than kindergarten. There will be fighting. You're 7, there will be kids that are 14. They're going to mess with you. And that's just how life is. Suck it up. Yeah. Don't come home crying, because I'll kick your ass too. You fight. You fight and you defend yourself, and whatever it takes.
Yeah.
And then there you go, son. Send me off, right?
Wow.
So even with our martial arts, we already we were raised differently. We were little pit bulls already, right?
Yeah.
And then because the educational system, right? The educational system was completely bureaucratic, because there's no private sector. That means you can't drop out of school and start a cookie factory and become a billionaire. That's not a possibility.
Yeah.
It's a bureaucratic system. You go as far as your education lets you, right? Yeah. Okay. And it was the same in Bulgaria.
Absolutely.
Like in Hungary. Yeah. But when you're 10 years old, you realize like, man, if I don't have a 4.0 average grade, I can't even go to a high school. High school was a privilege. Not like you going to high school. No. When you reached 14 years old, and your average grade wasn't a 4.0 at least, you can't even apply to go to high school. You're gonna go to a trade school for 3 years, and you're gonna fix refrigerators or whatever the hell. You're not gonna have a high school education. If you're 4.0, then they put you to all kind of tests, and the best will make it. And then there were not enough seats, so whoever wasn't good enough just couldn't get a high school education. Yeah. And you go to high school, but they can kick you out at any given moment. And you're back to the streets, and you're back to having no education. And same thing there. You gotta bring 4.0 so you can apply to college, right, or university, right? If you don't have 4.0, they won't even talk to you, right? And even then, test, and only the best gets in, right? We knew that when we were 10. I was an adult when I was 10. I knew that, man, I can screw up.
Yeah.
If I screw up now, I'm gonna sweep the streets for the rest of my life.
It's very funny that people in the Western countries don't understand the constant pressure that you are put from this day and age.
Right.
Because your father is saying, if you screw up, you won't have a job, you won't have money, you won't find a wife, you won't have a family,
Right.
So you have to be constantly on the edge and on your toes. So yeah.
But when you start when you're a kid, you're a Spartan.
Yeah.
Like we were warriors, man. We were like little pit bulls, and I gotta. I went to school. After school, I signed myself up to judo. I played football.
Yeah.
I played football. I went to scientific circles. I was working in an observatorium.
Yeah.
I was surrounded by scientists all the time.
Wow.
Like astrophysicians, that's particle science. That was my jam. I was like on 8, 9 years old.
Wow.
And I was every Monday going to the observatorium. Then other days on the weekends, I would take off with there was a circle that they were mountain climber archaeologists, and we would descend into caves digging up dinosaurs, and I'm like a kid, and I'm all strapped up and fucking digging up dinosaur bones. I was very interested in the tectonic systems and how the earth was formed, and geology, geophysics, and how this works, astrophysics and particle science.
Wow.
So I booked myself up that I went to school at 8 and I fall in bed like at midnight, and I was busy because I knew, like, man, if I want to break out of here, I have to be smarter, faster, stronger than anybody else. I read hundreds of books every week. At least I read 2 books.
Yeah.
There's no way that I'm not just devouring. The second I could learn, I could read, I was just and we had to learn. We had to read these books that the school will give us, like
the same. Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah. Yeah.
I was reading scientific books. I'm like, I'm not gonna read about cowboys and Indians and dumb shit. These novels. I'm like, no. I'm reading science. So even though if I wasn't a martial artist, right, I already lived this way anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was already.
You have the mentality either way. Yeah.